Welcome to video 2. The focus of this video for the Teaching at Harrison project plan is to go over the different lists that are part of the system. Over here on the left-hand side, you see the content pan, the content page, content section, whatever you want to call it. And we have a series of lists that are provided. The first list is the project list. These are the specific projects that are required. The way to look at this is think of the projects as the larger items. It's the house, if you will, and then the tasks, the issues, the milestones, and the risks are the smaller components that make up the bigger house. So the project itself is the big enchilada, and then there are multiple tasks that can be associated with any specific project, multiple issues that can be associated with the project, multiple risks that can be associated with the project, and then we can have various milestones that are set at different time points that can have any number of relationships with any number of projects. So don't get too caught up in that right now, not all that critical, but I just wanted you to see how this process works. We also have project taskings. So the tasks themselves are what make up a particular project. So here you have a project, sample project by James, and then we have a sample project task. There could be multiple tasks that go along with a particular project. The best example here would be we will have a overlying project called Migration to Angel. Within that Migration to Angel project, there will be sub-projects, if you will. And within those projects, for example, one project is the update of Module 1 content. So there might be several tasks associated with that. First task is just an overview of the material and to determine if the basic content is appropriate. Second would be a revision task to go in and provide a simple revision, making sure that it's appropriate for the time, appropriate for the environment of Harrison College. And then the third task might be something to the nature of going through and validating, like a quality control process, validating any links, any references to specific pieces of Harrison as a final QC to make sure that all the appropriate information is there. So upon the completion of maybe those 3-4 tasks that might be associated, then the project itself would be considered complete. So that's kind of the basic overview of how that process works. Every project can have any number of issues that pop up. So we have a project issues tracking system. These are just individual issues that can be created. You can have each issue can be associated with a project. You can also have them assigned to various people. You can track the status of any issue and what the priority is. By the way, we've mentioned this before, the titles that we have for the status and what we call the different priorities, we can create anything we want there. So that'll be part of some of the discussions that we'll have is what makes sense, what are the titles we want these things to have, and what makes sense as we migrate through the progress or through the project. You can also set up milestones. The milestones tend to be the typical due dates on items. Major timestamps of the project. It might be a midpoint review. It might be some kind of final QC that we want to make sure the process goes through. And then we can list which of these milestones are complete and not complete and kind of get an overall health, if you will, of the project. We can also go and document project risks. And again, there'll be videos on each one of these specific items and how they work. But the purpose of this video is to just go over and help you understand the different lists and the different components, if you will, that make up the overall project. So here under this risk, you'll notice currently this risk is not assigned to anybody. It has a status of active, and it has no specific due date. We can go in to a specific item if we choose, and notice I just selected this particular risk. There's some very generic information in here. We may decide to remove the probability. We may decide to remove the cost. But there's sections where you can put in description, mitigation plan, contingency planning. You can also go to edit the item. And within the edit field, then you can go in and update any piece of information that is pertinent to be updated. So that's just a basic overview that we wanted to demonstrate on the different lists. Again, there'll be a series of videos on each list. Thank you.